Your life is worth less than your horse. You are a monk who kills. You are a banker who swore poverty. You own nothing, yet your order is richer than kings. Forget the romance. Forget the shining armor and noble quests. The reality of being a Knight Templar is not romance. It is blood-soaked sand. It is the smell of your own flesh cooking inside metal armor under the desert sun. It is financial fraud on a global scale. It is torture chambers beneath Paris. It is burning alive while cursing a king. This is not a story. This is a simulation. Welcome to your life as a Templar Knight. The year is 1180. You have 30 years to live. The clock starts now. You were not born to be a hero. You were born a mistake, a biological backup plan. You are the second son. Picture your birth. A cold stone castle in the Champagne region of France. November rain drips through cracks in the ceiling. Your mother screams in labor for 14 hours. The midwife pulls you out, covered in blood and birth slime. Your father enters the room. He looks at you. His face shows no joy, only cold calculation. He counts on his fingers. 2 sons now. The inheritance must be divided? No, impossible. Your older brother Guillaume is 3 years old, healthy, strong, blonde curls like a little angel. Your father's favorite. You are the spare tire. The genetic insurance policy in case Guillaume dies of smallpox or falls off a horse during a hunt. But Guillaume does not die. He grows up healthy, handsome, arrogant. He learns to read Latin. He learns estate management. He gets a warhorse for his 12th birthday. A massive black Destrier worth more than a peasant family earns in 20 lifetimes. You get a wooden practice sword and your father's contempt. The law that destroys your life is called primogeniture. It is simple. It is brutal. It is absolute. The first son inherits everything. The castle, the land, the title of count, the income from 50 peasant families. The vineyards producing 300 barrels of wine per year. Everything goes to Guillaume. You inherit 0. Not 1 stone, not 1 silver coin, not even a chicken. You are a mouth to feed. You are a potential threat to the inheritance. If you stay, you might challenge Guillaume's claim. You might start a civil war between brothers. Your father cannot allow that risk. When you are 14 years old, you overhear a conversation. Your father is speaking with the bishop in the great hall. You hide behind a tapestry and listen. Your father says, "What do I do with the second boy? He eats my food. He wears clothes I paid for. He is useless. Worse, he is dangerous. If he stays, he will resent his brother. He will plot. He will scheme. Better to remove him now before he becomes a problem." The bishop smiles and says, "Send him to the church. Make him a priest. He will shave his head, live in a monastery, and copy Latin manuscripts until his eyes go blind. Or better, send him to the Templars, the poor fellow soldiers of Christ. They are always looking for noble-born recruits. He will swear vows of poverty and obedience. He will renounce all claims to your estate, and if God wills it, he will die gloriously in the Holy Land fighting Muslims. Either way, your problem is solved." Your father nods slowly. The Templars. Yes. At least there he might die with honor instead of rotting here as a resentful parasite drinking my wine. That night you cannot sleep. You lie on your straw mattress staring at the ceiling. 3 paths stretch before you. Path 1. Become a priest. Shave the top of your head into a ridiculous bald circle called a tonsure. Live in a freezing monastery. Spend 40 years copying Bible verses by candlelight until you go blind and die of boredom. Path 2. Become a mercenary. A robber knight. Wander the road selling your sword to whoever pays. Steal chickens from peasants. Eventually get caught and hanged from an oak tree by a sheriff. Your body left to rot as a warning to others. Path 3. Join the Templars. Warrior monks. The most elite fighting force in Christendom. You will swear vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. You will never touch a woman. You will own nothing. You will obey every command without question, but you will have purpose. You will have brotherhood. You will have 3 horses, a sword, and a cause worth dying for. Most importantly, you will eat every single day. You choose the sword. You choose God. But let's be honest, mostly you choose to eat. 2 weeks later, you pack a small leather bag, 1 change of clothes, a wooden cross your mother gave you when you were baptized, a dagger with a chipped blade. That is everything you own in the world. Your mother cries when you say goodbye. She kisses your forehead and whispers, "Come back to me." Your father does not cry. He looks relieved. He shakes your hand like a business transaction. One less inheritance problem. Guillaume does not even come to say goodbye. He is out hunting with his new falcon. You ride away from the castle on a borrowed horse. You do not look back. If you look back, you might lose your courage. You might realize you are 15 years old, alone, riding toward a life of violence and death. The road to Paris takes 5 days. You sleep in ditches. You eat stale bread. Twice, bandits approach you on the road, but when they see you have nothing worth stealing, they laugh and let you pass. You arrive at the Paris Temple. It is not a church. It is a fortress, a city within the city. Massive stone walls 3 meters thick, guard towers at every corner. The gate is heavy oak reinforced with iron bands. You dismount, you walk to the gate, you raise your fist, you knock 3 times, the sound echoes, knock, knock, knock. That sound, your knuckles against that ancient wood, is the last sound of your old life. The gate opens. A knight in a white mantle with a red cross looks down at you. His face is scarred. His eyes are cold. He asks, "What do you want, boy?" You swallow. You say, "I want to join the order." He stares at you for 10 long seconds. Then he steps aside. Enter. The initiation is not a party. It is a funeral. Your funeral. The funeral of your old self. You are led into a dark stone chamber deep inside the temple complex. The room is cold. The only light comes from a single torch flickering on the wall. 12 knights in white mantles stand in a circle around you. They look like ghosts. Silent. Judging. The Grand Master steps forward. He is an old man, 60 years old. His beard is white. His hands are gnarled and scarred from decades of holding a sword. He speaks in a deep, slow voice. Do you have a wife? No. Do you have a betrothed? No. Do you have debts? No. Do you owe money to any man? No. Do you have a hidden disease, leprosy, epilepsy? No. Are you a free man, or are you a serf bound to land? I am free, a nobleman's son. Good. Do you come here of your own free will, or did someone force you? My own will. Why do you wish to join the order? You hesitate. You want to say something noble, something about serving God and protecting pilgrims. But the Grand Master's eyes pierce through you. He knows the truth. You say, I am the second son. I have no inheritance. I have no future. I choose this life because it is the only honorable path left to me. The Grand Master nods slowly. Honesty? Good. Most lie. You told the truth. That is rare. Now, final question. Do you wish to leave the world behind? To renounce all pleasures of the flesh, all material wealth, all personal ambition? To become a weapon of God? You take a deep breath. Your heart is pounding. You say, yes, I wish it. The ritual begins. It is designed to break your ego, to strip away every piece of your identity. You are told to remove your clothes, your noble tunic made of fine wool, your leather belt with a silver buckle, your boots made by a craftsman in Troy, all symbols of your rank. All symbols of your old life. You strip naked in front of the 12 knights. You stand there shivering. They do not look away. This is part of the ritual. Humiliation, vulnerability. You are nothing. You own nothing. Not even the skin on your body belongs to you anymore. It belongs to God. They give you the uniform of the order. It is not fancy. It is rough brown wool, scratchy, uncomfortable, a simple tunic, a leather belt with no decoration, a sheepskin coat for winter, plain leather shoes, and finally, the white mantle. It is made of heavy linen. On the left side, over your heart, is the red cross. This cross is not decoration. It is not fashion. It is a target. It is a symbol of martyrdom. The theology is clear. If you die in battle fighting Muslims, you go directly to heaven. No purgatory, no waiting, no sins to atone for, instant paradise. You are not just a soldier anymore. You are a holy martyr waiting to happen. You kneel. The Grand Master places his hands on your head. He recites the oath. You repeat every word. I renounce all worldly possessions. I renounce all carnal desires. I renounce my family, my name, my past. I swear obedience to the Grand Master and to God. I swear to defend the Holy Land until death. I swear chastity. I swear poverty. I swear to never retreat in battle unless outnumbered 3-1. If I break these vows, may I be cast into hell forever. Amen. The 12 knights respond in unison. Amen. You are no longer a second son. You are no longer a nobleman. You are a Templar. You are a weapon. Welcome to boot camp 12th century style. Your daily life is a grind. It is boring. It is painful. It is repetitive. Every single day follows the same structure. You wake at 4 in the morning in total darkness. No alarm clocks. A bell rings. You roll out of your straw mattress on the cold stone floor. Your bones ache. You are always tired. You do not shower. Bathing is considered a luxury, and luxury is a sin. The rule of the Templars explicitly states, baths are permitted only twice per year, Christmas and Easter. That's it, 2 baths per year. The rest of the time you stink. You smell like old sweat, horse manure, wet wool, and smoke. Everyone smells. You get used to it. You wash your hands and face in a bucket of cold water. You stumble to the chapel for matins, the first prayers of the day. You kneel on the stone floor for 1 hour. Your knees hurt. You pray in Latin. You do not understand half the words, but you repeat them anyway. After prayers, you go to the refectory for breakfast. You eat in complete silence. No talking. Not one word. 2 men share 1 wooden bowl. Why 2 men to 1 bowl? To teach you brotherhood. To teach you to share. To make sure you are not eating more than your fair share. The food is simple. Vegetable stew, hard bread. Sometimes a piece of salt pork, but only 3 times per week. While you eat, a priest stands at a lectern and reads from the Bible in Latin. You listen. You chew. You do not laugh. Laughter during meals is forbidden. If you smile, you get whipped. After breakfast, you train. You train for 10 hours. Every single day. Your body becomes a machine. But a knight is nothing without his horse. You are given 3 horses. 3. Most peasants will never own 1 horse in their entire lives. You own 3. Horse number 1. The Destrier. This is your war machine. A massive stallion bred for combat. He weighs 800 kilograms. He is trained to bite enemies. He is trained to kick with his hind legs and crush skulls. He costs as much as a small village. If this horse dies, you are just a man in a tin can waiting to be killed. Horse number 2. The Palfrey. A smoother, calmer horse for long-distance travel. You ride him on the road so you do not exhaust your destrier before battle. Horse number 3. The Pack Horse. He carries your armor, your weapons, your tent, and your supplies. He is slow and ugly, but without him, you cannot function. You spend more time caring for your horses than you spend praying. You brush them. You check their hooves for stones. You feed them oats and hay. You inspect their teeth. You learn to recognize the early signs of colic, a twisted intestine that can kill a horse in 6 hours. If your horse dies and it is your fault, you are punished. You are whipped. You might even be expelled from the order. The rule is clear. The life of the horse is more valuable than the life of the knight. You learn the lance charge. This is the Templar super move, the ultimate weapon. Picture this. You are riding your destrier at full gallop, 40 kilometers per hour. You hold a 3-meter wooden lance under your right armpit. This technique is called couching the lance. You do not throw it. You lock the lance against your body. You become one solid unit. Man, horse, saddle, lance. all moving as one missile. The physics are devastating. When you hit an enemy, you hit them with 1,500 kilograms of force. The lance punches through chainmail, it punches through leather armor, it lifts a man off his feet and throws him 5 meters backward. Often the lance breaks from the impact. That is expected. That is why you carry a backup. You practice this charge 1,000 times. You charge at wooden posts. You charge at straw dummies. You charge until your shoulder is bruised black and purple. You charge until your muscles scream. You charge until it becomes muscle memory, automatic, instinctive. But here is the secret. The secret that most history books skip over because it is boring. The Templars are not just warriors. You are the world's first multinational bank. You are the inventors of modern finance. Let me explain how it works, because this is genius. This is the system that makes your order richer than the King of France himself. Imagine this scenario. A wealthy merchant in London wants to travel to Jerusalem on pilgrimage. It is the year 1190. The journey is 3,000 kilometers. It takes 6 months. The roads are full of bandits, robbers, and thieves. If the merchant carries a bag of gold coins, his throat will be slit in the forests of France within a week. Guaranteed. So what does he do? He goes to the Temple Church in London. He walks into your office. He says, "I have 100 gold coins. I need to transport this wealth safely to Jerusalem." You smile. You say, "No problem. Give us the gold." The merchant hands over 100 gold coins. You count them carefully. You place them in a massive iron vault in the basement of the temple. The vault is guarded day and night by armed knights. Then, you take out a piece of parchment. You write a letter of credit. This letter is written in a secret code, a cipher that only Templars can read. It might look like random symbols, meaningless scribbles, but it contains encrypted information. The amount, the date, the destination, the merchant's name. The merchant takes this letter, he folds it, he hides it in his boot or sews it into the lining of his coat. He travels to Jerusalem. 6 months later, he arrives safely. No bandits attacked him because he carried no gold, nothing worth stealing. He walks into the temple fortress in Jerusalem. He hands the coded letter to your brother knight stationed there. The knight decodes it using the secret Templar key. He reads, "Pay this man 100 gold coins minus 5% transaction fee." The knight opens the vault in Jerusalem. He counts out 95 gold coins. He hands them to the merchant. Transaction complete. You just invented the check. You just invented the international wire transfer. You just invented the ATM 700 years before anyone else. And you take a 5% cut. 5% of every transaction. Multiply that by 10,000 transactions per year across Europe and the Holy Land. You are printing money, but it gets better. Much better. The gold that the merchant deposited in London. It never actually moved. It is still sitting in the London vault. The gold paid out in Jerusalem, that came from a completely different deposit. Maybe a German pilgrim deposited gold in Jerusalem last month. You are using his gold to pay the English merchant. This is called fractional reserve banking. You are moving paper, not gold. As long as not everyone withdraws their money at the same time, the system works perfectly. You are a genius. You are a medieval hedge fund manager wearing a white mantle with a red cross. Your order grows obscenely wealthy. You own 9,000 manors across Europe. You own castles, farms, vineyards, forests, mills, fisheries, and entire villages. You own fleets of ships that transport wool from England, wine from France, and spices from the East. You lend money to kings and popes. You charge interest, but you call it something else to avoid the sin of usury. King Richard the Lionheart of England finances his crusade with a loan from the Templars. King Philip of France finances his wars with Templar gold. The Pope himself borrows money from you. And the best part? You pay no taxes. None. Zero. The Pope granted your order total immunity from all taxes, everywhere, forever. You answer to no king. You answer to no bishop. You answer only to the Pope. You are a state within a state, a parallel government, a shadow empire. You are untouchable, or so you think. But you did not join the Templars to count coins in a basement vault. You join to fight, so you are deployed. The word comes down from the Grand Master. You are being sent to Outremer, the land beyond the sea, the Holy Land. The journey is a nightmare. Picture the hold of a medieval ship, a wooden cargo vessel, 300 men packed into a dark space below deck, 50 horses tied in stalls, no windows, no ventilation. The smell is unimaginable. Horse urine. The ammonia burns your eyes. Men vomiting from seasickness into buckets that overflow and slosh across the floor. Rats scurrying everywhere, eating the grain supplies. The water barrels turn green with algae after 2 weeks. You drink it anyway because you have no choice. You spend 6 weeks in this floating coffin. Men die from disease. Their bodies are wrapped in canvas and thrown overboard. Sharks follow the ship, waiting for the next meal. You survive. Barely. You arrive in the port city of Acre, the capital of the Crusader kingdom. You expected golden streets. You expected holy light shining from heaven. You get dust. You get flies. You get heat. The heat is your real enemy. Let's talk about your armor, because this is important. Your armor is a marvel of medieval engineering. It is designed to stop swords, arrows, and lances. But it is also a torture device. Layer 1. A padded gambeson. This is like a thick winter coat made of cotton and wool, quilted with 30 layers. It absorbs impact. Without it, a sword blow would break your bones even if it does not cut you. Layer 2. Chainmail. 15 kilograms of interlocking iron rings, each one riveted shut by hand. 40,000 rings in total. It covers you from neck to knees. It takes a craftsman 6 months to make one chainmail shirt. Layer 3. A white linen surcoat with a red cross. This goes over the chainmail to reflect sunlight and prevent the metal from heating up too much. Layer 4. A great helm. A steel bucket that fits over your entire head. It has 2 narrow eye slits and a few small breathing holes. Total weight of your armor? 30 kilograms. In the deserts of the Holy Land, the temperature reaches 50 degrees Celsius. The metal heats up. Your armor becomes an oven. You are cooking inside your own suit. When you take off your gloves after 6 hours, your hands are white and wrinkled like a corpse, boiled by your own sweat. Dehydration kills more Templar knights than Muslim arrows. You learn to drink warm, stale water mixed with vinegar and a pinch of salt, just to keep your blood flowing and your heart beating. And then there is the disease. Dysentery. The bloody flux. The killer of Crusaders. You drink water from a well that a dead dog fell into 3 days ago. Within hours, your stomach cramps. You shit liquid. Then you shit blood. You lose 5 kilograms in 2 days. Your body is trying to expel the infection, but it is also expelling all your water and salt. You die of dehydration with bloody diarrhea running down your legs. There are no antibiotics. There is no cure. The camp doctor, a Syrian Christian who learned medicine from the Greeks, tells you to drink boiled water and eat boiled rice. If you survive 3 days, you might recover. Half the men do not survive. Their bodies are buried in shallow graves outside the camp. Vultures and wild dogs dig them up at night. If you get an arrow wound, the treatment is medieval. The surgeon, who is usually just a barber with a sharp knife, pours boiling wine into the wound to clean it. You scream. The pain is beyond belief. If the wound gets infected, green pus oozes out. The surgeon cuts the wound open wider and stuffs it with cloth soaked in honey. Or he uses maggots. Live maggots. He places them directly into your infected wound. Why? Because maggots only eat dead, rotten flesh. They leave the healthy tissue alone. It works. It is disgusting, but it works. This is the glorious life of a crusader. This is the reality behind the romantic myths. 1187, July 4th. The Battle of Hattin. This is the day the dream dies. This is the day the Crusader kingdom begins to collapse. Salah ad-Din Yusuf ibn Ayyub, known in the West as Saladin, is the Sultan of Egypt and Syria. He is a military genius, a strategist, a tactician. He knows he cannot beat your heavy cavalry in an open field charge. You are too strong, your lances are too devastating, so he does not fight you on your terms. He chooses the terrain. He chooses the timing. He lures the entire Christian army into a trap. The Crusader army, 20,000 men, marches inland from the coast. The goal is to relieve the siege of Tiberias, a castle on the shore of the Sea of Galilee. Saladin's scouts watch you march. They report your every move. He positions his army between you and the lake. He blocks your access to water. It is July, the hottest month. You have been marching for 2 days. Your water is gone. Your tongue is swollen. Your lips are cracked and bleeding. You can see the lake. The blue water shimmers in the distance, but you cannot reach it. Saladin's cavalry surrounds you in a valley between 2 hills called the Horns of Hattin. Then he gives the order. Set fire to the dry grass. The wind blows the smoke into your army. You cannot see. You cannot breathe. You are choking inside your helmet. You rip it off just to gasp for air. And then the drums start. 20,000 Muslim cavalry surround you. The archers fire. Arrows rain down like a black cloud. Thousands of arrows. Men fall. Horses scream. The formation breaks. You hear the battle cry of your order. Bozayant, Bozayant. It means, be glorious. The Grand Master gives the command. Charge. This is what you were trained for. This is your purpose. You lower your lance. You kick your Destrier forward. 1,000 knights charge in a wedge formation. 1,000 tons of armored muscle and iron slamming into the enemy line at 40 kilometers per hour. The impact is deafening. Lances shatter. Men are lifted off their feet. Bones snap. Skulls crack. You switch to your sword. It is a heavy, blunt weapon designed to crush helmets and shatter arms. You hack, you slash, blood sprays, you kill 3 men. But there are too many. For every one you kill, 5 more appear, and you are exhausted. Dehydrated, dying of thirst. Your horse is shot with 3 arrows. He collapses. You fall into the burning grass. You try to stand, but a mace hits the side of your helmet. The world goes black. You wake up hours later. Your head is ringing. Your vision is blurred. You are on your knees. Your hands are tied behind your back with rough rope. The battle is over. The Christian army is destroyed. Dead bodies everywhere, thousands. The smell is overwhelming. Blood, shit, smoke. You look around. Saladin is sitting under a silk tent. He is calm, dignified. He is known as a gentleman, a man of honor. He offers the captured king of Jerusalem a cup of iced water. Iced water, in the desert, a luxury beyond imagination. The king drinks. Saladin spares his life. He will ransom him back to the Christians for gold. Saladin spares the ordinary soldiers too. He sells them into slavery. They will work as laborers, but they will live. But not you, not the Templars. Saladin looks at the 200 captured knights wearing white mantles with red crosses. He knows who you are. He knows you are fanatics. He knows you cannot be bought. He knows you will never stop fighting. Even if he releases you, you will just return next year with another army. So he gives a simple order: kill them. But Saladin is a pious man. He will not let professional soldiers execute monks. Instead, he gives the honor to his religious scholars, his imams and qadis. These are holy men who spend their lives studying theology. They are not warriors, they are teachers and judges. He hands them swords and says, "Purify the land. Cut off the heads of these devil worshippers." The scholars are enthusiastic. They are not good at it. It takes multiple hacks to sever a head. You watch your brothers die one by one. The scholar swings. The blade hits the neck. It does not cut through. The victim screams. The scholar panics. He swings again. Blood sprays. Eventually, the head comes off. The body falls. The next knight is dragged forward. It takes 2 hours to execute 200 men. When your turn comes, you do not beg. You do not cry. You look at the setting sun. The sky is red and orange. Beautiful. You whisper the Templar prayer one last time. Non nobis, Domine, non nobis, sed nomini tuo de gloriam. Not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but to your name give glory. The scholar raises the sword. You close your eyes. The blade falls. Technically, you won. You are a martyr. According to the theology of your order, you are going directly to heaven. No waiting, no purgatory. Instant paradise. Your soul ascends. Your body is left in the desert sand for the vultures. But let's say you were not at Hatton. Let's say you are a new recruit, a younger generation. The year is 1291, the Siege of Acre, the final chapter of the Crusades. The Mamluk Sultan al-Ashraf Khalil has arrived with the largest army the Holy Land has ever seen. 160,000 men, 200 siege engines. Inside the city of Acre, there are only a few hundred Templars left. You are the last line of defense. The walls are 30 meters high and 5 meters thick. They have stood for 100 years, but the Mamluks bring heavy artillery, trebuchets, giant wooden catapults that hurl stones the size of small cars. Each stone weighs 300 kilograms. They smash into the walls day and night. Boom, boom, boom. The sound never stops. The walls crack, chunks of stone fall. But the worst weapon is not stones, it is Greek fire. Greek fire is the napalm of the Middle Ages. It is a liquid that burns hotter than any normal fire. Water does not put it out. In fact, water makes it worse. It spreads, it sticks to your skin, it sticks to your armor. If one drop lands on you, you burn. You watch your friend, a knight named June, get hit by a splash of Greek fire on his shoulder. He screams. He tries to rip off his chainmail, but chainmail does not come off quickly. It is riveted shut. He is trapped inside his armor. The fire spreads. His entire body is engulfed. He runs, he screams, he falls, he writhes on the ground. His body cooks inside the metal. The smell of roasted meat fills the air. It is him. You are smelling your friend cooking alive. He stops moving after 3 minutes. His body is a blackened, smoking ruin inside a melted suit of armor. You vomit inside your helmet. The walls collapse. The enemy floods into the city. Thousands of Mamluk soldiers pouring through the breach. The Templar fortress is the last building still standing. It is a massive stone tower at the edge of the sea. You retreat inside. Civilians are with you, women, children, old men. They are crying. They know this is the end. The Mamluks cannot break down the door, so they dig. They dig tunnels under the foundations of the tower. They replace the stone supports with wooden beams and barrels of pig fat. Then they light it on fire. The wooden beams burn. The foundations crack. The tower begins to lean. You feel it. The floor is tilting. Dust falls from the ceiling. You hear the grinding of stone. You know what is coming. You draw your sword one last time, not to fight, just to hold it, to die with a weapon in your hand like a warrior. The tower collapses. Thousands of tons of stone fall. It crushes you. It crushes the civilians. It crushes the Mamluk soldiers who rushed inside to loot. Everyone dies together in a mountain of rubble. The Crusades are over. The Holy Land is lost. But you survive. You are one of the lucky ones. You are stationed at a different fortress. You retreat by ship back to Cyprus and then to France. You are now a veteran. You are 45 years old. Your back hurts from decades of sleeping on stone floors. Your knees are arthritic from kneeling in prayer every day. You have scars across your chest from an arrow wound that got infected. You have a limp from a horse that fell on your leg. But you are alive. You expect a hero's welcome. You fought for God. You bled for Christ. You left your youth in the deserts of the East. Surely Europe will honor you. But Europe does not care. The world has changed. The new generation does not care about Jerusalem. They care about money. They care about politics. And the Templars have a lot of money. Your order is the richest institution in Europe. You own castles. You own banks. You own trade routes. And one man notices this. King Philip IV of France, Philip the Fair. He is called the Fair because he is handsome, not because he is just. He is broke. He fought expensive wars against England. He debased the currency. He expelled the Jews and seized their property. He still needs more money, and he owes millions to the Templars. He cannot pay. So he comes up with a plan so evil, it is brilliant. He will cancel the debt by canceling the creditor. Friday the 13th, October 1307. This is the origin of the superstition. This is why Friday the 13th is considered unlucky to this day. Before dawn, soldiers across France opened sealed orders simultaneously. Coordinated raids, they kick down the doors of every Templar house in the kingdom. You are sleeping in your bed in the Paris temple. You hear shouting, boots on stone. You reach for your sword, but it is gone. Confiscated weeks ago under some bureaucratic pretense. The door smashes open. Soldiers pour in. You fight with your fists. You break one man's nose. You knock another unconscious. But there are too many. They pin you down. They chain your hands. You, a holy warrior of God, are dragged through the streets like a common criminal. The charge? Heresy. They say you spit on the cross during initiation. They say you worship a severed head called Baphomet. They say you engage in homosexual acts during secret ceremonies. They say you deny Christ. It is all lies. Complete fabrication. It is fake news, medieval style. Philip's lawyers invented the charges. They coached witnesses. They paid false testimony. But Philip controls the courts. And Philip controls Pope Clement V, a weak puppet who does whatever the king commands. You are thrown into a dungeon beneath the palace. It is a hole in the ground. No windows, no light. Water drips from the ceiling. Rats crawl over your body at night. You are fed once per day, a piece of moldy bread and a cup of water. You lose weight. Your muscles waste away. You develop sores from lying on wet stone. Then they come for you, the Inquisition. They are experts. They do not want the truth. They want a confession. Any confession. You are dragged to a torture chamber. The instruments are laid out on a wooden table. The strappado. They tie your hands behind your back. They attach a rope to your wrists. They use a pulley to lift you into the air. All your body weight hangs from your shoulders. Your shoulders dislocate with a wet pop. The pain is beyond anything you have ever felt in battle. You hang there for hours. Your muscles tear. Your tendons snap. You scream until your voice is gone. If that does not work, they use fire. They rub pork fat on the soles of your feet. They hold your feet over a brazier of burning coals. Your skin blisters. The fat sizzles. Your flesh cooks. The smell of roasted pork fills the room. It is your own meat. You are smelling yourself being cooked. You can endure a sword wound. You can endure an arrow. But this is precise. This is slow. This is psychological warfare. The torturer leans close to your ear. He whispers, just say yes. Just sign the paper. Say you spit on the cross. Say you worship the devil, and all this pain stops. You can sleep. You can eat. You can rest. Just sign. Everyone breaks. Even the toughest warriors. Even you. After 3 days, you nod. Yes, yes, I spit on the cross. Yes, I worshipped idols. Yes, I renounced Christ. Just make it stop. They bring you a quill and parchment. Your hands shake. You can barely hold the pen. You sign your name. You have saved your body, but you have destroyed your soul. You have betrayed your brothers. You have lied under oath before God. You hate yourself, but at least the pain stops. For now. 1314. March 18th, Paris. 7 years you have rotted in prison. 7 years of darkness, cold, rats, and despair. Today is the finale, the public sentencing. You are dragged from your cell. You have not seen sunlight in years. Your eyes hurt. You are blinded by the brightness. You are brought to a small island in the river Seine, right next to Notre Dame Cathedral. A wooden platform has been built. Thousands of people have gathered. They cheer, they jeer, they throw rotten vegetables. They want a show. King Philip watches from his palace balcony. He is smiling. He won. He seized all Templar property. He erased his debts. He destroyed the most powerful organization in Europe. The cardinals read the sentence. You and the other surviving Templars are sentenced to life imprisonment. You will spend the rest of your days in a dungeon, forgotten. But then, something happens. Something unexpected. The Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, is brought forward. He is 70 years old. His hair is white. His beard is long and matted. His body is broken by years of torture, but his eyes are still sharp. The cardinal reads the charges again. Jacques de Molay is supposed to quietly accept his sentence, but he does not. He stands up as straight as his broken body allows. He looks at the crowd. His voice, old and cracked, suddenly booms across the square. I confess. The crowd goes silent. He continues. I confess that I am guilty of the greatest infamy. I confess that I lied. I admitted to false charges to escape torture. The order is innocent. The order is holy. We never worshipped idols. We never denied Christ. The king is a liar. The pope is a coward. This trial is a fraud. Chaos. The crowd erupts. Some people cheer. Some gasp in shock. King Philip stands up on his balcony, his face red with fury. He shouts an order. Burn them immediately. No more delays. Do it now. Soldiers grab Jacques de Molay. They grab you. They tie you both to wooden stakes on the platform. But Philip is not just cruel. He is sadistic. He gives a specific order. Use green wood. Why? Because green wood is still wet. It burns slowly. It creates more smoke. It takes longer to generate enough heat to kill. It prolongs the agony. It cooks the victim before it burns them. The fire is lit. The flames rise slowly. The smoke is thick and black. It chokes you. You cough. You gasp for air. The heat builds. Your legs start to blister. The pain is beyond description. But through the smoke and flames, you hear Jacques de Molay. He is screaming. Not in pain. In defiance. He looks directly at King Philip's balcony. He raises his burning hand and points. Pope Clement, King Philip, I summon you both to the tribunal of God. Within 1 year, you will stand before the throne of heaven and answer for this crime. You are cursed, both of you, accursed. May God strike you down. The fire swallows him. His voice goes silent. Your turn comes. The flames engulf your legs. Your skin splits. Fat drips from your body and feeds the fire. You scream. You scream until you have no breath left. Your vision fades. The pain becomes everything. And then, nothing. You are dead. Your body burns to ash. The wind carries the ash over the river Seine. The Templars are gone, erased, destroyed. But the curse? Was it real? 1 month later, Pope Clement V dies. He suffers from a horrible stomach disease. The pain is so intense he eats crushed diamonds, believing they will cure him. They do not. He dies screaming, vomiting blood. King Philip IV, the healthy, strong, 46-year-old king. He goes hunting. He chases a wild boar. His horse stumbles. He falls. He hits his head. He has a stroke. He dies within hours. Both men dead within 1 year, exactly as Jacques de Molay predicted. 700 years later, people are still obsessed with you. They write books. They make movies. They make video games. They say you found the Holy Grail. They say you discovered the Ark of the Covenant. They say you hid the treasure of King Solomon in a secret location. They say you sailed to America 200 years before Columbus and built castles in Nova Scotia. They say you are secretly still around, controlling world governments from the shadows. Conspiracy theories, myths, romance. The truth is simpler and sadder. You were a second son who wanted glory. You swore vows you could not keep. You lived in silence. You fought in the desert. You banked for kings. And you died screaming in the flames, cursing the men who betrayed you. You were the special forces of God. You were the world's first international bank. And in the end, you were just a line item in a king's budget. A debt that needed to be erased. Simulation complete. The life of a Templar knight is over. Whose life is next? The plague doctor walking through mountains of corpses during the Black Death. The Roman gladiator fighting lions in the Colosseum for the entertainment of emperors. The Viking berserker eating mushrooms and charging into battle half naked and screaming. Vote in the comments. Subscribe. History is not what they taught you in school. It is blood, money, betrayal, and fire. See you in the next life.